Hello. Next on our list of motivation is Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation. What Herzberg teaches us is that some things are motivational factors, some things are hygiene factors, right? So there are two separate dimensions to motivation, right? Let me explain the difference, right? So that we can assume motivation through job enrichment once hygiene factors are addressed. So to keep it short, we have the hygiene factors are things that demotivate us. So let's say you're in a classroom and it's summer and it's warm outside. It's more than warm, it's hot. And the air conditioning fails in your building, so before long it is 90 degrees and 90% humidity in your classroom. It is hot, it is humid, you're miserable, you're sweating on your notebook, you don't want to be there, right? So the discomfort of your environment demotivates you. Now, let's say the power gets fixed. The air conditioning comes back on, nice, cool air flowing into the building. Suddenly you feel much better. It's 70 degrees and 50% humidity. There's nothing wrong with the air conditioning now. Life is good. Now, does that motivate you? Think about it. Every classroom you've been in that's properly climate controlled, are all the students motivated? I would guess, in fact, I'm almost sure, right? The answer to that is no, right? They are not motivated, right? Other things might motivate them, but not the air conditioning. So what we see is that a poor working environment or a poor learning environment can demotivate you, but it does not motivate you, right? If we did, we'd throw every student in the U.S. in a good, nice classroom. Well, most of them are in good classrooms anyway, right? And everybody'd be motivated, everybody'd learn lots, and it'd be a great thing. Not the way it works, right? So hygiene factors demotivate you. So how do we motivate people, right? So when we fix a hygiene factor, when we get the air conditioning working, what happens, right? We are not demotivated, right? So I use the double negative on purpose, right? So we have to struggle with what is demotivating our workers and fix them. Now, motivational factors that affect satisfaction, those are things people actually want. So they want promotions, they want corner offices, they want raises that are associated with performance, they want the title, all of that, right? So those are things that do in fact motivate people, right? So the criticism of this is that it fails to account, it treats all people as the same, and it says not everybody's motivated by the same thing, and that's true, and pay can be in both dimensions, and yeah, that's true too. Let me explain why. Right, so here we go with the satisfaction or non-satisfaction. These are the motivational things. So things like achievement, right? I've done this difficult project and I've done well. I've taken this difficult training. I've learned to use SAP software to handle our inventory, right? That's an achievement. I'm motivated, right? I got recognition. I'm motivated. The work itself, I'm a teacher, right? And I really enjoy seeing the students learn. I'm a nurse. I know my job is extremely important and I save lives, right? Those things are motivating factors, right? Advancement and growth, very common one. Or responsibility. I give you more responsibility, right? And you find more satisfaction in that, and that's a motivator, right? Look at the hygiene factors I mentioned before. There's working conditions, right? I talked about the air conditioners. Interpersonal relationships. Your boss is giving you a hard time, or you don't like the people around you, right? That demotivates you. Supervision, again, they're in my face all the time. They threaten me. They micromanage me. They tell me how to do stuff I already know how to do. They treat me like I'm not very bright, right? So those are things that demotivate you. And then I have pay and job security down here, right? So job security, yeah, I understand. I'm always worried about my job that's going to hurt my motivation, right? Pay. So pay can be a demotivator if you think you're getting paid far below what's fair. So for instance, everybody around here makes $20 an hour and I make $15 an hour, and we all do the same thing. Because I was desperate, they made me a low ball offer and I took it. Well, okay, thanks for the job, but why do I have to make less than everybody else? And that's gonna, so if you all make less, maybe not so bad. But if you feel like you're really getting taken advantage of, turns out that's a demotivator. Okay, so when is a pay a motivator? Pay is a motivator when it's directly tied to performance. So if I'm a salesman at a car dealer and I sell every car I sell, I get, I don't know, $300 commission. Right, so sell more cars, you get more commission, right? That's a motivator. I will get out there in the rain and go see those customers and show them around the lot and try to sell more cars because pay is tied to my performance. And it doesn't just have to be commission. If I truly think I'll get an appraisal at the end of the year and that will accurately reflect my performance, and that will determine how much money I get as a raise or a bonus or whatever, right? Then that will be a motivating factor for me. Not the work itself, not the promotion, although those may motivate me too. But the fact is, if I think my pay is directly tied to my performance, that will motivate me. If I work at a place where everybody gets the same raise, pay does not motivate me. It does not. Right? So interesting how you look at pay, and it comes in both categories. I like this motivational theory because it explains some things the others don't. Most of the motivational theories talk about satisfying needs, whereas this one talks about the hygiene factors, the things that tick you off, right? The company policies, they make me turn in a receipt for everything. I'm not allowed to park in the front row because I'm not a manager, or the bosses get all the good offices, or the executives get have cheaper food. They've ordered for cheaper food in the cafeteria, but they eat in a special cafeteria, so they don't eat what we eat. I was at a place one time where they had a smoking policy that began, this is a long time ago, where you couldn't smoke in the office, except for managers because they had a closed door, and so their smoke wouldn't get out into the rest of the room because they could close their door. So the managers who make the rule got to smoke in their offices. Everybody else did not. Had to go outside in the weather and smoke under this gazebo. Right? That did not go well. Matter of fact, that policy didn't stand for very long. So interesting approach, but I like this because it does explain how fixing problems eliminates demotivators, but it doesn't necessarily motivate people. So again, this is the Herzberg two-factor theory of motivation.